friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and GodTube, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Charles Barkley turned down $100 million, all so others wouldn't lose their jobs. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. Charles Barkley turned down $100 million so all others wouldn't lose their jobs. Would you have the character to walk away from $100 million? To most people, money would solve many problems and create a comfortable, stable life, but not for Charles. In a world where fame and fortune often overshadowed the bonds of friendship and loyalty, Charles made a decision that reveals the true depth of his character. Faced with the opportunity to secure a $100 million payday by joining another network, Charles chose a different path, one that speaks to his heart and the love he has for the people he's worked with for nearly 25 years. When the NBA signed a lucrative $1.8 billion per year deal with other networks, leaving TNT out in the cold, Charles found himself at a crossroads. He could have easily walked away, taking advantage of offers that would have set him up for life. But instead of thinking about himself, Charles thought about his team, the men and women who had supported him, laughed with him, and shared countless moments of joy and camaraderie over the years. He stayed true to his principles and his people. My number one priority has been and always will be our people and keeping everyone together for as long as possible, he shared. We have the most amazing people, and they are the best at what they do. I'm looking forward to continuing to work with them, both on the shows we currently have and new ones we develop in the future. In choosing to stay with his TNT family, Charles Barkley did more than just protect the livelihoods of his colleagues. He embodied the essence of selflessness. By putting others before him, Charles demonstrated a profound trust in the belief that when you act with integrity, everything else will fall into place. He knew that by making this compassionate choice, God would take care of the rest. Charles' decision wasn't a reflection of his character, it was an act of faith, a powerful reminder that when we prioritize the well-being of others, we're never truly alone in facing the challenges ahead. Philippians 2:4. Let each of you look not only to your own interests, but also to the interest of others. A 96-year-old shares the secret to a happy life, and his words of wisdom are truly inspiring. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. For anyone aspiring to achieve old age and be happy and healthy along the way, listen to Samuel's wisdom as he shares the secrets to a happy life. Instagram account Holy K Sandra user interviewed this sweet gentleman on the street back in 2023. Samuel was asked, "What life advice would you give people?" After a little laugh and a moment of reflection, he provided a few priceless pieces of guidance for us all. Samuel first advised that we ought not look back on what has been. Instead, we should live in the present. He said, accept where you are at and move on. Try to be in the present. Both of those things can be difficult. Often we worry about or regret the choices made along the way. And other times we look 10 steps down the road, wondering what will be. Living in the present is a challenge, but according to Samuel, doing so makes a happier life. Next, Samuel shared the importance of being grateful. We've heard about the mental and physical health benefits associated with expressing gratitude. And in fact, Mayo Clinic Health System reported, studies have shown that feeling thankful can improve sleep, mood, and immunity. Gratitude can decrease depression, anxiety, difficulties with chronic pain, and risk of disease. The kind look in Samuel's eyes seemed to reflect his next suggestion. He encouraged people to exercise compassion. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we all followed that giant bit of wisdom? Samuel went on to share his thoughts about accepting one's circumstances. With gentle conviction, Samuel advised, accept what is if you can change it, okay? But there are some things that you need to accept that you can't change, and if you can't change it, let it go. Whether it took 96 years for Samuel to figure out these wonderful truths, or whether he arrived at these conclusions later in life, he shared heartfelt and thoughtful advice for all of us. Samuel's last statement on the video was simply this: be who you are and people will like you. No doubt, many, many people loved this remarkable man. Samuel passed away recently, but his words may very well impact future generations. It is not wisdom found among the aged. Does not long life bring understanding? Job 12:12.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.